What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. Okay, warning on this video. I'm about to get a little bullish, just a little bit, okay? And not on anything, not on the grand scheme of things, not on life, but on specifically a certain issue within Chaos Legion, and that is people believing there are too many cards. Now, for the current player base, are there too many potential cards? Maybe, but we're going to jump into some math here. And all I'm trying to do is present these numbers to you, and you can come to your own conclusions. But obviously, I'll give you mine, and probably based on the title of what this video, what the title will be for this video, you can guess where my conclusions will end up. So just starting here, we have opened a little more than half of the Chaos Legion packs that will ever be minted, right? Minted or burned. So I'm just going to say half to make it easier, but we're like 51.7%, a little over 7.5 million, which would be the halfway point. So what I want to share with you is the printing and distribution for a lot of these Chaos Legion cards. And I'm going to start here with the commons, and then we'll just look at maybe commons and then focus up to legendaries. So with your common cards, what you can see across the board is that so far we've printed a little over 900,000. In fact, somewhere between the 920, 25,000 range on average for all of these cards. Now, that's not the current in circulating. This is the total BCX printed. And when you look at the regular circulating, you can see just how many BCX there are currently, but that includes the amount that have been combined, for example, right? I'm sorry, here are the cards, and then this is the total BCX there. So what I want to take a look at is, and again, we can look at whichever one you want. They're all roughly the same, and they're all roughly 925,000. So if we were to say, for example, that 925,000, it's obviously more than half open, but if we were to say just 925,000 was half of the amount of BCX that were going to be printed, multiply that by 2. That means we got 1.85 million total cards for each common card, right? Total BCX for each common card. Now, we have to keep in mind that we have started burning packs already, and we are on track to burn like 4 million out of the 15 million packs, but I'm going to be a little bullish here and say that we only end up burning 3 million, okay? And that would mean, well, and you'll see what I'm getting at here overall. So I can be, whether you call this aggressive or conservative doesn't really matter. We're going to get to the numbers. But my assumption is that we will only burn 3 million, that the community over the next however many couple months that Chaos Legion is still in the store is going to buy roughly another 1 million, and we'll burn a total of 3 million. Meaning that 80% of Chaos Legion, only 20% will be burned, but 80% will be openable and playable and available to the community. So let's multiply this by 0.8. So 1.48 million BCX for each of these cards. Now, what I want to show you here is how many of these cards would be available if players decide to level up in certain leagues. So let's go over here and we can take a look at, I don't know, it doesn't matter, Radiated Brute. So if you look at the stats, then what you will see is to get up into silver, for example, right? And we're just going to do very, very small baseline right now. So silver would be 14 BCX. That would be level 3. And so if we take this 1.48 million divided by 14, we only have enough to play in silver 105,000 cards. Okay. Now, with the current player base, I just refreshed this today. So we are currently looking at roughly between 160 and 180,000 daily active players. Again, that fluctuates depending on if the bots are awake or asleep, or if people are awake or asleep. But you can see here the daily average for the past 30 days? Yeah, last month is roughly 169,000 players. So just in and of that, right, there are not enough. And sure, you might say, oh, well, Radiated Brute sucks. Well, I'm not talking about Radiated Brute. We can talk about the best common cards that are out there. There's only 105,000 of them to play at silver. Okay, well, let's take a look at what if they want to go up into gold. And I do believe that in the long term, I mean, many players should be striving to get as high of a level as they can be. But obviously, bronze is bronze. Silver is where I think the new baseline is. But I do believe players should be trying to stretch into gold. And even if you don't think that new players will be coming into the game over the next, we'll call it 12 months, the players who are here and earning rewards, earning cards, whatever, will probably still be trying to get up into gold over time. So, 105,000 in silver. Let me just multiply this back. So we got the 1.48 million. Just at the most basic level for gold, you would need 100 BCX. So we divide this by 100, and now we're talking about 14,000 players being able to play with any common card from Chaos Legion in gold. That's a lot smaller. Get what I'm going now? Okay. Just for practical purposes, we're gonna skip the other two rarities and jump straight to legendary. So we'll skip rare and epic, but go straight to legendary. All these numbers will surprise you anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Now, for the legendary cards, there was an error with the airdrops early on. And if you remember, this is the reason why they increased the number of packs required from a threshold, because I believe it was the second, third, and fourth, or third, fourth, and fifth, they messed up. So you can already see here that Lyra the Dark, Grum Flameblade, and Eyes of the Fanged, they have like 8,000 more, which is kind of crazy. 8,000 more BCX that have been printed in total than the rest. So I'm going to use this average across all of the others, and we're just call it a nice easy 30,000, right? So you got 30,000 that are minted so far with roughly half the packs open. So you multiply that by 2. Again, we're making the assumption that there will only be 80% of the packs available after burning is concluded. And that puts us at 48,000. 48,000 total BCX, okay? So 48,000 BCX divided by, well, let's do this. If they want to play at the max level, divided by 11, means that there's only 4,300 of these cards available for each of, in total, right? If all these cards were maxed, there would only be 4,300 available in a game where there are 150,000 players, right? So 150,000 daily active users, but not everybody's going to make it to diamond. That would be insane. And the game rating inflation would just be through the roof. So I want to go back and look at this in gold, because once again, I think gold should be the, yes, pun intended, gold standard, where everybody is at least trying to get to as a baseline. So now you divide this by 6 BCX to get into gold, or to be maxed for gold, and we're still at 8,000. Less than 10K players. And if you believe there's only 10,000 players in the game, well, then there's not enough for each of them. 10,000 real people in the game, then there's not enough of them. So I'm just presenting these numbers to you. And as we go through and start burning these packs, if you are at a place where you have not maxed Chaos Legion yet, I just want you to think about this. Now, I'm not saying to go ape into Chaos Legion cards and that they're going to be super valuable, or that they're going to shoot up in price. In fact, there is a good chance that they don't, because we stay in an extended bear market for the next 12 months, right? I mean, I personally think 2023 is going to be pretty rough. But as I've been saying, it's just a matter of time for players like myself who don't even have a maxed gold deck yet, but players like myself to slowly start leveling up my deck, taking my earnings, and then, compounding that back into the game, selling some SPS, selling some DEC from rental income, putting that towards the cards, and then combining them and leveling them up. So I am sure that I am not the only one, but again, these numbers are very, very small if we're looking at gold. And I don't know, just for the hell of it, if we're looking at silver, 48,000 divided by 3, 16,000. So you can see that we're going to have an issue with the legendaries. And I'm not saying to go ape into the legendaries now, because they're going to skyrocket in price. All I'm trying to say is that we actually don't need new players to come into the game to eat up all of the cards that we have right now. We just need to give the players who are in the game now time to acquire the assets, to daily cost average into the game. And that's going to happen, I believe, over the next 12 months. So my bullish thing on this is the fact that whether we get new players coming in, or even if we don't, Chaos Legion is still going to be super scarce. So if there are cards that you are needing or wanting to max out or just get to a certain level, I think that you should still focus on it. Like I get lost in the whatever sometimes, where I'm just like, yeah, Chaos Legion will always be around. Yeah, March 31st is so far away. I'm slowly doing it and slowly getting my cards. But again, I'm not trying to say that it's going to happen. I think even after the March 31st date passes, there will still be cheap cards on the market. But slowly, over time, people will start to eat these up, And there will be a point in which, whether new players come in or not, we will get to a point where players who are here and wanting to compete in silver will look at this and say, wait a second, only 16,000 of us can play with a legendary monster in the game. So again, just sharing these numbers with you. Want to get your thoughts on it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below and how you are going to navigate this. But it has definitely made me a little bit more focused on ensuring that I try to level up my deck. Not as quickly as possible, but just with some intention, right? Just with some intention is all it is. So that's all I have for you guys in this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'll catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.